Hi Tanish. Hi all six. Yes, Tanish, this is Divya here. Okay. So we just have a few viewers right now, and we have our guest here. Hi Purbi. Thank you, Tanish.
Hi,
Okay, so we have a guest here. Hi, Mr. Rangan
hi,
Datta.
hi, Divya. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Ah,
yes, absolutely. Yeah, just a second.
is it okay?
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Perfect. You can hear me?
So everybody who has joined us for the live session, I'll just tell you quickly that we have a guest today, Mr. Rangan Datta, of course, and he's a
So
travel
everybody who has joined us
photographer.
for the live session,
Okay, he's a travel photographer and blogger, and he's very popular in Bengal. I think he's got some technical issues. By the time he joins, um, I'll tell you more about him. If you haven't checked out his profile yet, do check him out. He writes really well. Yes, Mr. Rangan. Hello? Yes, Mr. Rangan. Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us for the live session today. Yes, Mr. Datta. There seems to be a little technical issue with Mr. Datta, but we'll definitely have him again. So stay tuned. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah. Please tell us how it's going with you. Yeah, yeah. Please. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah. Um, Mr. Datta, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Mr. Datta, actually, we're getting a lot of comments that people can't hear you. I don't know what's that issue because I can hear you properly. Yeah, I'll just request everybody. Yes, yes. Everybody, please comment and let us know if the voice is audible. Mr. Datta, I think I'll just drop you once and I'll just connect you again. Yeah, I'll do that. I, okay, I'll just join him back. Just allow me a minute, please.
Hello, hello. Please comment and let us know that you can hear me. Please, people have joined in. Please comment and say that you can hear me. Yeah. Am I audible, Deepika? Am I audible? Mithun can hear me now. Yeah, fine, fine. Yeah, so we can continue. I think we can continue. Divya, shall I continue? Yeah, so yes, everybody can hear me, I think. Yeah, yeah. Now let's start with the tricks I did just before I started. So just before the lockdown, the long stretch of weekend, that was during the holy time, holy and gold time. So we made a family tour to places like it was in West Midnapur, and we visited places like Kulumbira, which is a 45 temple. Then we moved on to Moghulmari, a Buddhist archaeological site, and then we moved on to Patra, a temple town, and finally to Gongoli, which is known as it's a canyon and lovingly known as the Great Canyon of Bengal. And prior to that, I visited Bombay on a workshop of Wikipedia. And since I am Wikipedia idiot, I was invited to attend the workshop. And during that workshop, I obviously visited a bit of Bombay. Especially, I visited the synagogues in Bombay. I visited 5 or 6 synagogues in Bombay. So this is one of the tours I did. So this was one advantage for me. After I returned from Bombay and the Midnapur tour, I have a lot of material to write on. So during the lockdown time, I'm spending most of the time writing for Wikipedia and also for my blog. So Divya, can you continue with something else? Yeah. Something else? So
Bengal, like you write about Bengal,
yeah.
and we all know that you love Bengal. So just tell us about that.
Okay, let me just tell you, give you a bit of statistics from my blog. My blog presently has almost 400 entries, and out of which about 200 are from Bengal. 200, in fact, 200 plus are from Bengal, and again, out of which about 100 are from Calcutta. So you see,
Oh
so
wow,
I'm a person who loves exploring his own backyard. So I don't think
correct.
that you have to always travel to far off places to see a good place. There are places right here next door maybe, and you can just explore them. So let me tell you why Bengal, I love for Bengal, how it generated. So let's start from Calcutta itself, the city I grew up, the city I spent my entire life. So Calcutta has always been a city of confluence. Okay, and you can see right from Chop Chanuk's time, people have always come to Calcutta to trade. Yeah, and one interesting thing I would say about Murshidabad is that Murshidabad was the shore at that time, and Calcutta was a town. So we'll come to the Sherawali case later on. Let me just say, so Calcutta started as a smaller town than Murshidabad, but obviously it overviewed Murshidabad. So Calcutta is a place which I love to explore more. So I love to visit the Chinese temples, the confluence of
Yeah,
people, the Chinese temples, the Jews communities, the Armenian communities. So just yesterday, 24th of May, 24th of April was the Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day. So usually the
okay.
Armenians used to have a Remembrance Day at church, but obviously this time they cannot have it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I move on. I move on a little outside West Bengal. So I move on to the terracotta temple. So Bengal has been a place where the construction have been different. Construction material rather have been different from the rest of the country. So
absolutely.
if you see most of the country in south, north, southeast, even the western part of country, you see stone structures. The temples, mosques, everything is even the mansions, everything is built out of stone. But in Bengal, it's a flat plain, so the stone was a rare item. So people use bricks to build temples. Temples or even mosques. There are a lot of mosques with a lot of terracotta ornamentation in them. So this is what happens. And so this is what attracted me towards Bengal. The terracotta temples have been an integral part of my research and study.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I also think that Bengal has a lot of scope in the tourism sector. It has a lot of heritage and culture, which I think not many cities have in India.
Yeah.
So
So this is
absolutely,
not only
Bengal
India,
is
I would
one
say in the
place
world.
where
India,
everybody should
Calcutta is something
go.
unique.
True.
And if you see, just tell me one unique thing about West Bengal is that it's the only state in India where you get snow peaks from Darjeeling. You can get to see Kanchenjunga from
Correct.
Darjeeling, and you also have the sea in Digha and Mandarmoni. So it's the only state which has a coast
Correct.
as well as Himalaya.
Correct. Correct. So, like last year, you had visited Murshidabad and you
Yeah.
stayed with us at Budikoti. So, tell us about your
Ah.
experience of the entire property of the region that you had visited.
So let me start in Murshidabad first, then I move on to Barikoti. So I've been. This was my third visit to Murshidabad. That was last year, 2019, and the first
Yes.
one was way back. That was somewhere near 2011 or 12. And the second one was during the Silk River project, where again Barakoti was a part.
Okay.
That was 2017
Yes.
December. Okay, I didn't have the scope to visit Murshidabad at it. I did visit Murshidabad, but I didn't have the scope to visit Barakoti at the time. So I
Yeah.
remember sailing down the most memorable part is the river, I would say. The sailing down the
River.
river right from Murshidabad to Calcutta. So I was there almost for the entire journey. So it was a memorable thing. So one thing I would always expect to happen in Murshidabad is that river cruise. Next time when you went to Barikoti, obviously you take the conventional route of train. And most people still now go to Murshidabad by train or by the road. They drive along the road. Roads are pretty good now. But the river journey is excellent. Now, obviously, we have cruises like Vivida, we have Vivida and a few
Yes.
other operators operate the cruise, but that's very expensive. That's very expensive. So if the tourism comes up or some other private operator comes up with a say, lesser value cruise, with obviously with lesser luxury, it can be a basic cruise
Yeah.
from Calcutta to Murshidabad, and it can be something out of the world. And it is like a
Absolutely.
royal entry to the land of the Nawab. The cruise would have been a royal entry to the land of the Nawab. So this is something I always
Absolutely. And
think.
for all the viewers who are listening, you can also reach Murshidabad via road or by train journey. And the nearest airport would be Calcutta Airport.
Yeah, so the airport is obviously a bit far away. So if you have there is only two airports in West Bengal right now. So let's not discuss that. Let's discuss the brighter side of things. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
greatest, yeah. So Barikoti and if you see Azimganj, Murshidabad is not just Murshidabad. There are other places nearby. On the other side of the river, you have places like Koshbagh, and obviously Azimganj is on the Koshbagh side, that is on the other side of the river. And obviously we have things like Boronagor, which is very, very near to Azimganj. So these are the places that can be clubbed together to form a greater Murshidabad trip, I would say. And obviously a Kashim Bazaar on the south of Murshidabad. And these places can be clubbed together to form even we can include Baharampur also, which has some part of heritage. And we can have a greater Murshidabad trip than just a Murshidabad trip only. So the greatest feel of Barikoti is that in recent times, what I would say is that there is a very big development that is happening in Kolkata or in I would say the West Bengal tourism circuit is that a lot of old mansions and large bodies or Jomidar bodies are being converted into hotels. So Barikoti is obviously really one of them. We have Bali near Calcutta. We have the Calcutta Bungalow, which is right. It's not it's a small house. It's right there in Calcutta itself. We have
Yes.
Itachuna.
Yes.
We have Amarpur. We have Balakhana. So this is something that is going up in the heritage tourism. People are not just coming to see the place and heritage. They want to feel the heritage by staying at a royal place. So this is
The
something that
entire
is happening.
experience matters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's experiential tourism, that is a new terminology in tourism industry. Experiential tourism that is happening in West Bengal. And obviously, we had a emergency period that is happening now. Just let's forget it, and we think we will be get over it soon. But apart from that, there was a very high, good trend that was happening in the heritage circuit is doing all the development of the properties which were basically lying in green status for almost 50 years, maybe even more. So the greatest
Yeah.
part of Barikoti is that the building itself, And
Yes.
since I love photographic architecture, so the number of chalks, the number of, I think you have 11 or 10 chalks, something like that. The number of
Yes.
chalks in the building, and each chalk represents a different identity. The fountain chalk where you have the bowl performance, fountain chalk you have the bowl performance, the smaller chalks, and the pediments, and obviously since the building has been extended in a, I would say, a rather unplanned way. So it has been for generations, the Ludoria family is using the buildings, have extensions, which have been a bit unplanned, but this unplanned, chaotic thing has added to
Yeah.
the beauty of the building. And obviously, credit should go to Chandra Shamodda, who have been an integral part
Our
of developing the
architect.
property. I met him during the, and
So
we have
people
got,
who
he's
don't
a
know,
very, very
I'll
nice.
just tell our viewers. Sorry to interrupt, but
Uh,
I'll just tell our viewers that Dr. Samachandra is the architect, basically the father of the entire project, who took, a lot of hard work along with the local community and turned the project into a reality in just 5 years. So we all miss Summer Uncle. He's in Canada right now, and we'll someday get him also for a live session. And
so
yes,
Shamodda is
absolutely,
right
I
now in
was
Canada.
saying,
Shamodda is in
he's
Canada right now. Okay,
yes,
he's Canada.
yes,
He was based in Canada, I knew that.
yes.
Divya, there is some questions. I think we can handle the questions first and then
No, no,
Shamodda is the genius. Thank you,
yeah,
Tonamesh.
yeah, we'll do that.
Then I think there's another question from Harshit. He says, "Have any Spanish guests stayed at Barakoti? You'll be better. You'll be a better position to understand and answer."
Yeah, yeah, you can. So I think it's Harshita who had asked this
Harshita.
question. Yes. So Harshita, we have a lot of foreigners who have come and stayed with us at Barikoti. You can check our website, which is www.barikoti.com, and you'll get all the details over there, like the about the property, the rooms, the guests, the experiences, and the itineraries that we have. So you'll get a fairly enough idea of what we are doing and what we are presenting. So just have a look, or you can always drop us an email with your query, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Oh, so
So,
let
Mr.
me
Datta,
continue about the,
yeah,
yeah.
please do.
And let me continue with the experience. And the other
Yeah.
experience was obviously the food. Yeah. So as a Bengali, we have been fish lovers. We have been, and non-vegetarian has been a hardcore part of our diet. So, and when you visited Bari, will be having the food. Shall we eat veg for 3 days?
Scared
So,
by
but
any chance, like you're gonna not get fish or chicken in Barikoti? Were you like, oh my god, what do I have to eat? How I'll miss my fish and everything?
ah. So one thing, obviously, the Badi Khoti, like this was a Sherwali cousin. Okay, so obviously, shall I explain a little bit of the Sherwali cousin? I think for other people. So obviously, Sherwali actually claim is that these people migrated from Rajasthan. The Marwari people migrated from Rajasthan to Murshidabad, and obviously Murshidabad was the silk trading center at the time. It was a place to make money, and obviously the trading community from the other part of the country took advantage. It migrated to Bengal and settled in Murshidabad trading in silk. And obviously, Murshidabad was a shahur at that time, and Calcutta was probably a village or a town at the time. So
Yes,
they have
yes,
preferred
yes.
them as Sherwali. And since they migrated, their food habits obviously changed. They stuck to the vegetarian dishes, definitely. But obviously, with abundance of vegetable, which was not very available in a dry climate like Rajasthan. So they started adding more of vegetables into their food, which was not usually the case. Okay. So a lot of vegetables started coming in, and other things started coming in, and a new genre of cuisine developed, which was known as the Sherwali cousin, and which is an integral part of the dietary system in Barikoti now. And one thing, obviously, it's a vegetarian cousin, but there's a great mix with the Bengali cuisine. I would say they have a lot of sweets in their menu. So even
Yes,
the
yes,
curries we use have a sweet taste. So it's a sweet
yes,
taste. I think Sherwali cousin, like the Bengali, there's a lot of sweet into it. And they have adopted things like the chana poda, which is again a
yes,
Murshidabad cuisine,
yes.
a Bengali thing. And so a lot of sweets into it. And as a Bengali, obviously, who have a sweet tooth, surely they will
Yes.
instantly fall in love with the cousin. And the other thing I would say is that sort of food. So I would say people, Bengalis, most of the people, my friends who are on the line now are Bengalis. I would say that don't just get disheartened that we eat veg. It's a different kind of veg.
Yes.
And it's not at all blunt, or it's very tasty, and there is a lot of sweet into it. Okay. And the other part I would say the most interesting part was this was the feel I got during the Silk River project when I had the opportunity of sailing down the river. I think the river itself, apart from the heritage, the river itself is a thing to see. This is something we mostly ignore. Sail down the river. We remember Barikoti to Hajadwari is about say 15 kilometers on the river, and we took a boat, and it's a country boat. It's a country boat, and that was a very interesting, very interesting thing that came up as a boat, and it was a written journey. Would say when we explored Murshidabad and got back to Barikoti, it was almost 4 o'clock, and we are very hungry at that time. Obviously, we have been exploring Murshidabad through and through, and we remember the lunch being served on the boat itself.
Yes.
Tables were laid with garden umbrellas.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had lunch in, during the Silk River, I had lunch in the launches, okay? So obviously they had a big deck, and we had lunches on the river, but lunch on a country boat and served in elaborate style, with at least 4 or 5 courses repeating one after another was something very extraordinary. I think this is the most extraordinary part of the journey. Since we were late in the process, we missed out the sunset. Sunset happened a bit earlier, but one thing that happened during our time was that we were there during the time of the Chhat Puja. So and we see the people lined up along the entire bank on both sides of the Bhagirathi offering Chhat Puja, and I was again lucky to move out very early in the morning next morning. So before anyone could get up, I was alone. Most of my camp members were sleeping at the time. So I went out to the ghats and had a great opportunity photographing that Chhat Puja rituals.
Okay. Do share the pictures with us, and we'll reshare with all our viewers, and everybody gets to see that beautiful moment, like the early morning ritual that the people were doing. So do share the image with us, Mr. Datta.
They're already in my blog. You can just go get into my blog. You can just type Barikoti in Google search.
Yes.
Barikothi Google search, and you can get into my blog, and you can get pictures of the Chhat Puja, everything, what we did in thing. Another thing I was just telling you, it started with something known as Wikipedia. Everyone uses Wikipedia to get information. But unknown to many, Wikipedia is edited by normal people, that's like you and me.
Yes.
So I am an editor of Wikipedia, and Wikipedia has one interesting thing. I'll just share the link out here.
Please
just wait one second. I'll just share the link out here. People can just check it out. So I write on a portal, Wikipedia portal, which is known as the Wikivoyage. I've just shared the link. People can just go and check it up. Wikivoyage is a travel portal of Wikipedia, and I'm just shared a write-up on Murshidabad. So you can get every possible details of Murshidabad, including places of stay, and obviously Barikoti is there, obviously, and there is also one of the photographs I put into that article. Okay, so this is one more area which I would say, since we people are in the lockdown, there are quite a few blogger friends like Tanaish, travel writers like Uttara, they have joined me right now. So what I would say is that if people can, apart from writing your own blog, can also get into Wikivoyage or Wikipedia to edit things. So this is something I just want to encourage people to do. Anything else?
Yes. So, Mr. Datta, we have a few questions from our viewers. I'll just ask you that.
Let's this follow.
Yeah. So there's okay, sorry.
Yeah. So Ovirup Ghosh, let me go backwards.
Yes.
So say Ovirup has said that where can you visit during the puja vacation? Let's hope everything gets normal before the puja vacation. Things are I think everyone should get things to normal before puja vacation. So puja vacation, I would say there are a lot of pujas that happen in the countryside. So one place I would definitely say is Dojghoda, which is a place in Hooghly where Ray family and all Vishak family both have very excellent Durga Pujas. So you can just go there. These people are cooperative. It's a day trip from Calcutta. And other place I would say is Dhannapuria, which is again near Barashat, which is again a day trip to experience the rural Durga Puja of Bengal. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's see a few more questions.
I think mm, we just have a few
Acha, someone
questions.
has come. Food has come out to question. Which one place is favorite in
Which
Bengal?
place is your
I
favorite
would
in
say
Bengal?
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely say Calcutta itself.
Okay.
The central Calcutta area where you get a lot of mix of people like the Chinese, especially the Chinatown in Reddy Bazaar.
Yes.
Get a lot of Chinese food
Yes.
and totally non-veg Chinese food,
Correct.
and the temples inside, the clubs inside. It's very interesting. Hey,
Okay. So
any
which
more
one?
questions?
Yeah. So we have a few questions like tell us one cuisine and one place in Bengal and in India which you recommend everybody should visit once.
Yeah, I would say for Bengal, I think Murshidabad. Definitely Murshidabad.
Okay. Okay.
Murshidabad is a
So
must.
we know the
So
cuisine.
obviously
Cuisine is
Murshidabad,
Sherwani cuisine.
Sherwali cuisine is definitely a must. But if you say just a place, should Murshidabad is a definitely must. Yeah. And
Okay. So that's in
so
Bengal.
obviously I tell you
What
why.
about in
So
India?
if you say India, I
Yeah.
would say Delhi. Again, Delhi is
Delhi.
a big
Okay.
place. Delhi,
Yeah.
so I think if you see heritage monuments, Delhi has a
Uh-huh.
huge concentration of heritage monuments. I think it's
Okay.
probably William Dalrymple rates it as the highest density of monuments in any city in the world. So if you know density of
Mm-hmm.
population, but if you can carry out something like a density of monuments, you count the monuments in the city, divide it by the area of the city, and this figure will be highest in case of Delhi. Something much higher than any city in the world. So Delhi is something I love exploring. So I've been in Delhi a number
And
of
the food
times.
over there?
Yeah, can you repeat once
The
more?
food over there.
Divya?
Yeah.
Actually,
Sorry?
100%, I'm not much of a food person. I'm not much of a food person. So
Okay.
when I
Not
travel,
much in the food.
I would rather go eat out a meal and save half
Okay.
an hour to explore more places. Normally in Delhi, I
Okay.
skip meals. I skip meals because I want to explore more.
But it is quite famous for its local, I think, the charts and everything. I think Delhi is famous for that.
Yeah, no, no, every place has a share of its food. I'll say two places
Yeah.
which I visited very recently. I visited Bangkok 2 years back. Bangkok is again a place for food. It's a
Yes.
foodie's paradise. Globally. But again, Bangkok, I was exploring the city. I was visiting Chinese
Places.
temples,
Yeah.
visiting. But I hardly had any time for food. I would prefer
And no shopping
skip a
also.
meal. You won't die. You won't die
And
skipping a
no
meal a
shopping.
day. Na? So you won't die. So I
Yeah.
would better spend that half an hour or 1 hour on exploring a few more places than having a food.
Okay. 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 So, and lastly, I'd like to ask you a few quick questions that we have for you. So you'll have to answer in
Okay,
a
there's
word
one
or two
question from
only.
Divya. Just sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one question from Uttaradi. She is saying that
Okay,
any
okay.
suggestion how do one goes to the Baranagar temple from Barikoti? Okay, yeah. So I think the one we did was a curated experience from the Barikoti management. We took a boat. Uttaradi, just listen. We took a boat from Barikoti. We went up to Baranagar and we saw the temples. But otherwise, we can always take the hotel can always arrange a auto. And the boat would take a little bit of more time. The hotel can arrange your auto from the hotel itself, and you can go and visit this temple, which is hardly, if you go by auto, it will take hardly 15 minutes one way. So this is one way you can explore the temples of Baranagar. Baranagar is something which must not be missed. If you are staying at Varikoti, Hajardwari and Katgola shouldn't be missed, and also the Baranagar temple should not be missed. So this should be a part of, and also the Jain temples of
Correct. And
the
if you
Ajit
are
India.
visiting Murshidabad and staying with us, so we have a full package which includes everything, like the entire sightseeing. So Baranagar temples over there, the terracotta temples, the Hazardwari tour and the Katgola tour, maybe the textile event. Also we have, so we have cultural evenings. So the entire package people can take when they are visiting Murshidabad and staying with us. So it becomes
So
easy for people to, plan their trip.
one thing there is a lot of questions I hear. What is the price of staying in Barakoti? This is something the website doesn't mention. The website doesn't mention.
Correct.
So can you give me some
Correct.
brief idea for the people who are listening?
Actually, we have different, the packages and everything. So it becomes easier when people come in with their customized queries. and we prefer that they reach us on email, so we can give them customized packages and everything. So we do not really mention it on our website, but anybody who is watching this or maybe watches it later and have any queries regarding the tariff, do email us with your query and we'll get back to you with all the best packages that we can. um, so so it is easy,
Can
and
you
it
just
is
give an
easier also
example?
to reach over there. Sorry.
So suppose I'm planning 2 days 3 nights stay in Murshidabad in Barikoti. So what are the options you
Yeah.
have? What do you think? What do we eat? And what are the experiences you offer?
So we have our package, which is all meal sightseeing package, which includes everything. So your stay, your food, your sightseeing, the transportation for sightseeing, everything is covered, and you do not have to spend any extra amount. Once you have paid for the entire package, there is no extra amount that we ask you for. In fact, you can leave your wallet in the hotel and just relax the entire day, sightseeing and enjoying all the activities that we curate for you. So experience is something that everybody should invest in rather than just staying, overnight in a hotel. So experiences is a must, I think.
No, just can you just give me a brief idea of the things you normally cover in a 2 day package? So the Murshidabad and the Baranavar temples or something like that.
So the things that we include in our package, the sightseeing package.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you reach Murshidabad via road or train, then we start, with the tour of Barikoti is there, the 5 courses lunch and dinners are there, cultural evenings are there with, the folk dance and music that we
Yeah, we
have,
had a
which is
bowl
famous
station. We
in
had a bowl
Bengal.
station. Yeah.
The Baul evening is there, the Fakiri dance is there, the Raibeshi. Um, then we have something, because we are on the Ganges, we have a lot of river based activities. So we have something called the tea on Ganges. You can actually be on a country boat, as Mr. Datta said. You can enjoy the tea while enjoying the sunset out there. We have something called the lunch on boat, which he had experience, and he says it was a memorable experience for him. Apart from this, Murshidabad is also famous for textile. So we have textile tours to Islampur, which is the sericulture place in Murshidabad, and we have something called Tatipara, where you can actually interact with the weavers and see the local, traditional practices that they still use for weaving a sari or any silk material that they're using. So the textile is there, the heritage part is there, the Hazardwari Palace, Katgola Palace, there's Katra Mosque, there is Jain temples. Like there's one temple which is called the Kirteshwari temple, which is like 1,000 years old. So this is something which not many people know, or maybe not many people have visited. So I think Murshidabad becomes one place that everybody should visit. Like it is very rich in its heritage and culture. So that's that.
So any more? I don't think we have any more
So
questions.
any
So
So I
can we
just
call
request
it
my
again?
viewers, if they have any other questions, they can ask us. Till then, I'll just ask you a few quick questions, and sir, you'll have to answer it in just 1 or 2 words. And
Okay, I'm not
let's
very
make
good at
it a
it. I'm
little
not very
fun.
good at it. Okay, start. You can start. Okay, fine, yeah.
No problem. Okay, so there are just few questions. Okay, do you prefer solo traveling, family trips, or friends trip?
Solo.
Solo. Okay.
Huh.
One place that you'd like to visit after quarantine.
There are a lot of places. One place would be difficult to answer. The more I research during the quarantine period, the list grows. The list is growing every day.
So what's on the top of the list?
Huh? Can you repeat it
Sorry.
once more? Can you repeat the question
I
once
said what's
more?
on the top of the list?
Maybe Sikkim.
Sikkim.
That's one of the reasons. It's a corona-free state till now.
Okay. Okay. And tell us two languages that you have learned while traveling to different places. Two new languages that you have
I'm
learned.
very,
Maybe a little bit,
I,
but
I am very bad at learning languages. Even my Hindi is very bad. My Hindi is
that's
very
okay.
bad. So I'll just, instead of learning a language, I'll tell you an example what I did in Thailand. Okay, Thailand is a place again where you have a very difficulty in language communication. So what I did was that, and Thailand has a very intricate network of ferry services. Okay, so the river and the canals are ferries. And so what I did was that I took a printout of a Thai map, Thai language map,
Okay.
and wrote down the places in English below. So I always used to
Okay.
carry a map with me, and whenever I boarded a boat, I saw the conductor. They had a conductor in the boat. This is the place I want to visit. Because I could read the English and he could read the Thai. And he showed me the ticket,
Okay.
whether it was 5 baht or 10 baht or 20 baht, and I paid him the money. So this was something I worked out in Thailand. It worked out remarkably well.
Okay. I think just last thing that we'll ask you before wrapping up, that there are a lot of people who are willing to join the travel industry, like as a blogger or a photographer. So like you gave this small tip with your incident. So I'll just ask you one last tip for all the people who are willing to get into this travel blogging thing.
Okay, so for travel blogging, first thing I would say is that do your research well. So there are two things. Either you travel to blog or you blog to travel. So I think
Okay.
it should be the first case.
What,
You
what,
must travel to blog, not blog to travel. But second case is more happening nowadays. With a lot of new bloggers coming in. I'm not discouraging them at all. But you should have a love for travel, then you go on to blogging. Okay, it's blogging is a secondary thing. Traveling is a primary thing. It not should be the other way around. And other thing I would say is that try to provide quality content. Content that must be unique and that must be interesting. To write something very unique, not interesting, people won't read.
okay.
To write something interesting but common, people won't read. Okay, so you have to be a mix between interest and uniqueness. This matter then. And other thing is that write regularly. Write regularly. Research before you go to the place. Do your research before you go to a
Correct.
place so that you save a lot of time and money. And write on a regular basis. Write on a regular basis. These are the main things you need to do.
Correct.
So I think we
Correct.
can finish now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much again for joining us
Thank you,
today for
Divya.
the live
Thank you, all
session.
of you. Thank you, Tanaish. Thank you, Rubia. Thank you, Uttaradi. Thank you, the Tanaish. I think I'm repeating the names again. Oviru, Proshenjit. Lot of people who are logged in. Right now we have 11 people.
Yes.
Quite many people going very odd hours. It's a very odd hour. People are a lockdown period. People prefer to sleep. So at least 11 people, 12 people right now have been awake to listen to us. It's something we should give them a big thank you. Thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. Okay, bye.
Same to you, sir. I just request you to go and check Mr. Rangan Datta's blogs. He writes really well, and you'll get a lot of information if you love traveling. And do also check out Barikoti website if you liked or you liked what Mr. Datta said about Barikoti. So if you like that, do like our page also. You'll get regular updates of what we are doing in the lockdown and how our property is also, doing during this lockdown period. So do follow us, and we'll be back again with another live session tomorrow. Check our stories and we'll give you all the updates. Bye.